myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not.
What's going on, guys? It is your boy Beer Gut Plays here, back at it with another episode of, well, back here we are going to be doing our NASCAR chase predictions. Now, hopefully you guys are super excited about this. There's not a lot of scientific beliefs or scientific decision making with this year's chase picking prospects, but we're gonna go in order and just name it. Like, I've got a list of about 8 that I feel, 8 or 9 guys that are guaranteed locks, and the rest are kind of, just if they run well, if they don't. The chase is a little bit more rewarding for consistency, so we're gonna go through. We're gonna go pick our 16 for the playoffs. Be sure you're following along at home. Make sure you hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe to this channel for more content, more NASCAR content, more wrestling content. Having a lot of fun with it. But before we get everything started, I got to do a couple little plug skis. Want to plug the channel sponsor, Dubby Energy. Dubby Energy, I'll leave it linked in the video description below. Use the code BeerGut at checkout. You'll save yourself a discount of 10% on your order. Now, guys, I want to plug the newest series that I am doing. It was on a Sunday nights, but with the NASCAR season rolling out ahead, it is going to be moved to Saturday. We did a little bit of schedule moving around here, but it is the Winning a Championship with the Biff, Greg Biffle, going through all my NASCAR retro games, playing a season mode, very short races. We currently just wrapped up the first live stream of NASCAR '07, and that game brings me back to a lot of things. I absolutely have so much fun with it, but I'll leave a playlist post in the top right-hand corner right here. Be sure to check out my Twitch channel. I left it linked in the video description below. www.twitch.tv/beergutplays. Now, guys, we're going to get this prediction video started. I'm going to name off the first 3, and they are the Hendrick drivers of Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott has not missed a playoffs since was that 2022 when he broke his foot and then wrecked Denny Hamlin? I believe it was 2022. So, yep, I got all 3 of them guaranteed locks in the playoffs. Larson's a 2-time champion, your defending champion. William Byron, 2-time Daytona 500 winner. He came in clutch at Martinsville last year to lock himself in. Now it is a new format. I'm excited about it. I do enjoy the chase. I just wish they would have cut the drivers from like 16 to 12, have your top 10 in points, and then 2 wild cards, whoever won the race, much like the 2011, 2012, 2013 iteration of the chase. But again, not super perfect. It's not super perfect, but it is moving in the right direction, in my opinion. But those 3 guys, Hendrick is the best team in NASCAR, no matter how you slice it. They are the best team. They've won, multiple championships within the past 5 years. They won 2 with Larson, 1 with Chase Elliott. Well, 6 years. 1 with Chase Elliott. The teams generally always make the playoffs, so I feel like those 3 Hendrick drivers are going to be a lock. The next 3 are the 3 Joe Gibbs Racing drivers Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, and Chase Briscoe. I personally think Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin, they made the Final Four last year. Very successful seasons. Bell was so close to making that Final Four and did not get in, but I personally think they're going to be very good team. Arguably the second best team in NASCAR at the moment. Bell, Briscoe, they have the best line. I would argue that they have the best driver lineup in all of sports, with Hamlin, Bell, Briscoe, and Ty Gibbs, who still searching for his first win, but, you know, arguably, I think they have the best lineup. Next, it is going to be the two Penske drivers of Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano. Now, Ryan Blaney had a stellar year last year, missed the championship four, of course, but had 4 wins. I believe that is his career high. He had more wins last year than in his championship year. Surprising. So Ryan Blaney just needs to cut down on the DNFs. Seems like they're going to really start working that. The motors are really bad. Were really bad at one point, and now they're getting a little bit better. Joey Logano, honestly, he's going to figure it out. He is a 3-time champion. And I'll be honest with you, I still have the belief that even year Logano always going to be a threat. Is it even year? God, I can't remember. Joey won it in. Yeah, it is even year. 2018, 2022, and 2024. Yeah, yeah. Even year, especially with the new dude, the bald head. I feel like Joey Logano is going to be a real menace this year. I think those are your final. Yeah, I would say they're your final lock-ins for the guaranteed. Now, here is where we're going to start to get to that gray territory. And I might throw some honorable mentions that I think could make the playoffs, but Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace of the 2311 Toyota team. Obviously, Wallace won the Brickyard last year. Tyler Reddick did not sniff victory lane last year, but did advance to the second round. Bubba Wallace was a win at Kansas away from winning or getting himself into the round of 8. I know a lot of people, or a good amount of people, do not care for Bubba Wallace. I like Bubba. I think he's a very talented race car driver. I think he's gotten better over the years, especially since he moved from Richard Petty Motorsports to the 2311 car. I believe was it last year? Well, not last year, 2 years ago was the only year since he's been with 2311 that he has not gotten a win. And of course, he got the biggest one last year with the Brickyard. So I feel like those two are gonna lock in. Potentially they're gonna be. I wouldn't say gray area. They're more like I don't know, like 80% chance of making the playoffs. We're gonna keep this thing moving on. The next two, I'd rank them probably at like a 75% chance of making the playoffs. Ross Chastain of Trackhouse and Alex Bowman. Chastain got the win at the Coke 600 last year, came from them back to the front, but there was a stretch in the summer where he was just not very good. He is going to have to get a little bit more consistent if he is going to want to make this chase this year. And Bowman went winless last year, went into the round, I think he was eliminated first round. Close to sniffing victory at Miami last year. There was probably a couple other times where he had a decent car, but he's going to have to win. It's kind of weird that, I think the 48 is now the 4th best car in Hendrick Motorsports, which isn't a bad place to be, but it's, everybody else on that team's getting multi-win seasons, and he's only had one multi-win season, and that was COVID year. He had 4 wins, and I just think his job's going to depend on it if he makes the chase and makes it, has a somewhat respectable run in the chase. So I think he's probably ranked somewhere in the 75% range. The next two I want to talk about, I would put them in the 60% range because these two guys were, if we didn't get 2 winners that were outside of the top 16 in points, which would be Austin Dillon and SVG, these two would have made the playoffs. It is Ryan Preece and Chris Buescher. Again, That's just strictly based on last year that their consistency was really good. They were constantly running somewhere in that 9th to 15th range consistently. I know Ryan Preece came close to winning at Daytona or Talladega. I feel like Busher was probably pretty close a couple times last year, especially at like Watkins Glen. So that's the big thing. I'd put them at about the 70% range to make the playoffs next year. The next one, it just depends on how good he gets at the ovals. He was really good at the road courses. He damn near swept all the road courses, but with the Chicago Street Course being taken off, Mexico City being taken off, and they're not replacing it with another road course. Well, the naval base is Coronado is going to be on there, which I'm super excited about that. But Chicagoland coming back to the schedule, this one depends on how well he's adjusted to the ovals this past year, and that is going to be SVG because you know he is going to be a menace on the road courses. It is just how well he can adapt. I mean, you can win the road courses and finish 25th the rest of the races. That's probably not going to get you locked into the chase. So he just needs to run a little bit more respectable on the road course races, and that is SVG. And this last one is a wild card. It's a personal pick. It's a heart pick more than anything. It is Eric Jones of Legacy Motor Club. As you guys know, I like Eric Jones. I'd probably put him as my second or third favorite driver right now. It's just, you know, he's going to be good at the super speedways. Darlington, where they go twice a year, he's always very good. It just depends on how much of that leap Legacy Motor Club makes from last year, where they were very respectable last year, to this year. So, I mean, I could have thrown a few other people who are, I I'll name as honorable mentions Brad Keselowski. And honestly, with Brad Keselowski, it's going to be depending on how much time he's going to miss from that foot injury. Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs was very up and down last year. I know he won the $1 million. He could have, you know, he could have. He's just got to get that win, and I'd feel a little bit more comfortable. I need to work. I need to see Ty Gibbs win a race before I could put him into the chase. Josh Berry, who made the playoffs last year, won at Las Vegas, had a great run, but got bounced in the first round. Depends on how them Wood Brothers Fords hold up. Austin Cindric, who is very good at the super speedways, respectable at the road courses, got a win at Gateway 2 years ago. It was a fluke. I hate using that term. He was running second with at the white flag when Ryan Blaney ran out of gas. So he was in position. He was pretty good all day, if I remember correctly. So Austin Cindric, he's another one that I feel like his job is going to depend on how well he does next year. And then, you know, Josh Berry. Well, I named Josh Berry. I'm sorry. There's a couple other people that you know I could name. John Hunter Nemechek, Daniel Suarez, former, you know, been to the playoffs a few times. The rookie, Connor Zilic. The only reason why I didn't take Connor Zilic is because it is going to be a lot to ask of a rookie in the first year to make the chase. Guys, sound off in the comments what your chase predictions are going to be. I hope y'all have a great day, a great evening, and until the next time I see y'all, have a great day, a great evening, and peace out, my friends.